Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy Crypt here. Welcome to the channel. Today I am going to be giving you guys my favorite and my least favorite song from each NF album that there is out there. I know the video is titled the best and worst songs from the NF albums, but that's more clickbaity. I had to do it. I had to do it. YouTube's a game and everybody's got to play it. Because for example, The Search, there's no worst song on The Search. All those songs are fucking dope. But I had to pick a least favorite for this video. Okay, so sue me. Shout out to the homies over at Manscaped. They got hats now. They just sent me this hat randomly out of nowhere. I didn't even know this was coming. If you use code CRYPT20, you can get this hat or anything else on the website for 20% off and free worldwide shipping. Because, you know, Father's Day is right around the corner. Would be dope to get your dad something for cheap with my code. But no dilly-dallying around. We got 9 albums/EPs to pick from, and I'm gonna tell you guys my least favorite and my favorite and give a small rationale behind that. All right, his very first project, we have Moments, and arguably every song could be both on this. They're all the best song and they're all the worst song. For me, probably my least favorite and the worst song on the album would be the intro song, Beautiful, because the auto-tune is just fat. Like right in your face, crazy fat, but that was what was popular at the time that this album was made, so it's understandable why there's so much of it on this album. As far as my favorite, I'd probably say Circles. Very Eminem-esque style to his rap and the mix and just everything. If it's not super EDM, techno, crazy auto-tune stuff, it's straight Eminem sounding stuff on this album. There's no in between. But Circles is actually a pretty cool song about his relationship with God. It's just like the mixing isn't there, the production's not there, the NF is not there. Like the stuff that we are spoiled with nowadays is not there. It's crazy because I was going through all the albums trying to figure out my favorite and my least favorite song, and the comparison between songs from Moments and then songs from Hope are just like, wow, okay, we're spoiled right now. The next album, I'm Free. The worst song that I have on that is actually the lead title, I'm Free. And again, there's just like ridiculous, crazy auto-tune stuff on this, and the beat is just like straight techno wild stuff. I mean, it's cool that he was trying to find his sound, but that was just like, I can't imagine NF trying to rap on stuff like that nowadays. It's awesome to see the progression of my man Nathan. And then I personally think the best song and my favorite song on that album is Goodbye. Really cool singing, and it's a song about saying goodbye to somebody even though you're not ready to say goodbye to them. Really good meaning. And again, his voice sounds good. Like the mix isn't all that terrible, but like his voice is just pure singing like that he's always had. So I do like it. Next up is the self-titled NF EP. And the worst song on this is kind of a toss-up. There's only 6 songs to choose from. I put Just Being Me on there. For me, it just sounded way too much exactly like Eminem. From the beat to the mixing style choice, the inflection that he put on his rhymes, the doubling on his rhymes, it just sounded straight up like Relapse Eminem. Like everything to its core sounded just like it. And I don't think that's bad. I think it still sounds good. It's just, you know, you can tell he's not really found his sound yet. And then I think the best song on that EP was All I Have. Very clearly, actually. I don't think any other song even comes close to being as good as that. Obviously, the production, the mixing and stuff is still working its way up to where it's at now, but it's way better than it was in the previous projects. Next up, we got Mansion, and I think the worst song on Mansion, or my least favorite song, would have to be Face It. And just because to me, this doesn't sound like an NF song to me at all. It's got this like EDM style beat to the background. It almost reminds me of Sandstorm, like the EDM beat that everybody used on compilation montages for years in the early YouTube days. And it's just like a super slow song, especially the second verse. His rapping is like very, very, you know, tortoise-like slow, very slow rapping. And then my favorite song, and I think the best song on that album, is Mansion. And that's actually one of my top 10 favorite NF songs of all time. That's another video that I'm going to be doing here soon, is my top 10 NF songs. But just the style of writing with Mansion and the concept behind that of your brain being this house and like going to different rooms of pain and anguish and going downstairs where there's untouched versions of life. Just really cool writing to that song, and I really enjoy that one. Now moving up to his most recent 5 albums. These were a little harder for me to pick because there's no like clear worst song or clear best song per se. With Therapy Session, I have I Can Feel It as my least favorite song on that. It's just really, really, really slow. The rapping is really good on it, but it just takes a long time to get into the song, and I'm not the biggest fan of the hook compared to the other songs on this album. And then I think the best song on the album is Therapy Session, and you can't argue that with me. That is such a good freaking song. I also really like Choir choir singing and then the choir singing therapy session like that. Come on, you can't not like that kind of song. So that makes it back-to-back albums that I like the lead song of the album. Like the name of the album is the lead song and I like them both the best, which I think is appropriate. If you have a song that's named after the album, it better be the best song on the album, or at least arguably the best song on the album. Moving up to Perception, I would probably say the worst song would be 100, and only because the rap energy doesn't match the rap energy on the other rap songs on this album. Like the fire and intensity just isn't even there. It almost sounds like it was an older song that he had left over and kind of pushed it up to this album. The bars are dope, the flows are really, really sick, but it's just like his energy and his voice and his inflection just doesn't match the intensity that the rest of the rap tracks do. And then as for the best song on this album, I have a toss-up. I think it is between Lie and Outcast, which is crazy because Let You Down is on this album and it's his biggest song of all time, and it's not even the best song on this album, let alone the best song he's ever made. But if I had to pick one, I'd probably say that Lie is the best song on this album. But Outcast will always hold a special spot in my heart. I'm pretty sure that was the first NF song that I ever heard. Moving up to number 3 with The Search, there are no bad songs on this album, but I had to pick one for this stupid video. So I guess I would say Trauma, I guess. I don't even know. Just because I guess I play that one the least of all of them. I don't skip it when it comes on. I let it play. But I guess that's what we're going with for my least favorite / worst song on this album. And then as far as the best song on this album, all of them. Moving on. No, I gotta pick one. I gotta be fair. I would probably say The Search is arguably the best song on this album. You can make arguments for a ton of these songs. I personally like I Miss the Days and Change, but as a song that encompasses the whole album and encompasses NF as a character and as a person, you can't really beat The Search. Moving up to Clouds, I personally think that the worst song on Clouds is Layers. And again, we're kind of to the point where I don't think any of these songs are bad at all. Like, I'm not gonna skip these songs when they come on my playlist, but I gotta pick them for the video. But for me, I've said this a ton in my reactions and videos that I made over NF and stuff. The end of Layers just kind of ruins it for me with how choppy it gets and just slow, and it feels like it kind of drags on at the end of the song. The best song on the album, I think, is Clouds. I feel very cliche right now. I'm literally picking all of the title tracks for the best songs, but they're all just really fucking good. I will say it was a huge struggle to pick this one because I love Lost with Hobson and I love Trust with Tech Nine. I love all those rappers, and just it was a dream to see those guys collab on those songs. Tech Nine, next king up, everyone knowing that I'm a death bringer, that lingua vexing, yeah, leaving a regular rapper resting, bruh. Love that guy. And then moving up to Hope, I actually just did an album ranking video on this, and surprise, surprise, my thoughts and opinions have changed. I think probably the worst / least favorite song on that album might be Let 'Em Pray. I think I originally had it as Mama, and I even had Let 'Em Pray around 8 or 7 on that list maybe, but I think the more that I've listened to the album, it's between that and Turn My Back for me. And it's for the same reason that I don't particularly care for some of the rap tracks, is the choppiness at the end. It just drags on the song for me. That's it, but I still am not gonna skip the song, like, at all. I'm literally just like grabbing at straws to try to find a justification to make it the worst song on the album. But I think the best song is Still Running. I think it might be my favorite NF song of all time. Like, the more I listen to that song, the more I am absolutely in love with that song, and I think it's incredible. But it was a very close tie between that and Hope. But I didn't want to follow the cliche of continuing on with the title tracks as my favorite. But yeah, that is my favorite and least favorite / worst and best songs on every album. I need to see the comments down low. What's your favorite? What's your worst on each album? I will be reading all those. I want to see the opinions. I love these kinds of videos that get discussions going. But that's it for this one. I love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next video. Peace out.
Yeah, I'm out here trying to get it. Hey, each and every day. I don't care about nothing in my way. Yeah, I'm out here trying to get it. Hey, each and every day. I'll make it no matter what they say. Yeah, I'm out here trying to